Hey, let's meet Julius the van. He's not as clean as he's ever been, but you can't really see that in the video, so let's pretend like he's super clean, okay? This is the cab. This is the living space. Oh, I have this as a desk. Normally I do this as a step first, but hey, I did it as a desk. So this is the step/desk. Check it out. We'll transform it right away. Got these two little latches, clamp them down, and it is now a step to get in and out of the cab. And let's do the cab because we're already up here. So you got a seat. It's got a 70s seat cushion on it. And the another seat, it's also got a 70s seat cushion on it. You can totally have those if you want. They're actually modern, but they look like from the 1970s and a cab driver. And automatic transmission, Dodge 2500 in the best shape it's ever been in for us. 169,000 miles on it and running smooth. Gonna run smooth for a long time. Okay, so in the living space, this is the kitchen. 2-burner stove, plates and like plating and operational stuff here, and propane down yonder. And you got two 1-gallon propane tanks, which are kind of like half of a barbecue size tank, maybe a little smaller than that. You can fill them up anywhere that does propane fill-ups. We have a vent in here underneath this that goes to the outside. Propane's a little heavier than air, and so it'll descend. So basically, like, we got the seal. Can you see the seal here? Seals the doors so the propane can't leak out. And then if any did, it would just leave to the outside. And then if any did happen to get in the cabin for some reason, that's a propane detector. So that's cool. One other thing up here is this awesome hammock chair. All you do is grab one of these, leave one where it is. See if I can do this. Oh my god, I'm terrible with one hand. Stretch it out. I think Matt prefers the narrow setting. I prefer the wider setting. And you be the judge. You do you. It's an amazing reading nook. It's pretty awesome, and you can read anywhere. Here are stupid little nautical equipment things that are fun. Bottom right, a levelometer. Top left, that's a clock. Not at the right time right now. And top right is a barometer. Clock's still running, but just completely at the wrong time. Speakers for here. The amp for those speakers is up there in that cab. I should show you this too, because why not? This is where the electronics are. So over here, that's the fuse box right there. That's the switch right there for the amplifier, which is that thing. And that's actually a really powerful amplifier. That's like way more than you need for this space, but really fun and beautiful. Like beautiful, clean, good sound. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, I did that. Sink. The brown is the good water, and the green is the bad water. And we should write that on there in Sharpie, just so everyone's super crystal clear. But that's what it is. We've got 2 more browns in the back, so you can basically triple up on the fresh water. Each of those is a 5-gallon tank, and you just empty the gray water wherever you really can or want to. There's the sink. It's a hand pump, which, we did that because it's just, it's like one less thing to go wrong. Here is this is the cocktail area. It's empty right now, but you can put your booze in there, or whatever else you want. You don't have to drink booze. We've got 1 can of baked beans, rice, and coffee, and popcorn, and then more popcorn and sugar. Okay, back here, this is the kind of the pantry-ish area, like cooking area, one more pantry area. Olive oil, spices, our coffee maker. There's the Japanese coffee grinder, which is nice. Water pot, glasses. Basically, we're decked out for 6 people. It's not totally full right this second. We never needed that because we only ever had the 2 of us in here. We had a dinner party or 2, but we're only sleeping 2 ever. But you could have a dinner party for 6. This is the fridge. This thing freaking rocks. It's called an Engel. It's a low power unit, and it's running right now, and it's super low consuming, which is remarkable. And then last thing, pots and pans. Oh boy, there we go. Pots and pans down here. We're going to sell the pots and pans with the vehicle. Notice that there are these clasps, and they totally work, and they're really nice and strong, and that's good because you don't want these drawers coming open. In a lot of RVs they do, and you don't want that. This is the trash. Boom. Okay. This is obviously the dining area, but it's also the bed. And I think I'm gonna. It's so easy, but it's so hard to do with one hand. I'm gonna show you what you do to make it a bed. So this is a hydraulic pedestal. You just unlatch that. You unlatch that. You push down on the table. This is where it gets hard. It's not gonna clear the cushions and things like that. So basically, I've got to lift this up. Blah blah blah. I lift that up, and then this thing goes flat. And then when I do, I'm going to put it back up again because I'm just feeling lazy. Sorry, guys. If you really need me to do it, I will. I totally will. I'm just not in the mood tonight. And then these cushions lie flat. So basically this plus the back plus this plus that back. They roll together. They fold out flat and create a bed that is the width of the van, which is actually bigger than a king-size bed, which is hilarious. It's good. It's very comfortable. We've got 2 storage areas up here. And then these little mini storage areas here. This is where we kept our wallets and cell phones, so we knew where they were, because those are easy things to lose track of. This is the bookshelf, which is sweet. Oh, we have Whitman there. That was sweet. That was enjoyable. I don't think we ever read the sci-fi stories, but they exist. Over here, this is the museum. We took the piece down that was up in here now because it's a piece that is like very personally meaningful to us. These are 2 contenders for what might go up there, but I think we're actually going to go with something else anyway. But we're going to have there will be a good piece of art there. Just use your imagination or put your own good piece of art there. The guitar is there, which is pretty awesome. It's actually strung up using a leather strap and a technique that was used for car hoods back in like the early days of the automobile in like the early 1900s, which is, I think that's pretty cool. Let me show you the curtains real quick. Let's see, let's do it on this side. So basically they're on these rods, these copper rods, and they've got those little like insert thingies there, and they're bolted up here, not bolted, but they're just secured here. So basically you unsecure the last end of it, and then you just stretch it, and you can see that there's Velcro on the outside. Whoops, Velcro on the outside, and if you put the 2 curtains together, they connect, and they make a very private space. And again, I've got to do something designed for 2 hands with just 1 hand, but look at that, I can actually do it because it's not that hard. You got those beautiful reading lights back there, those brass reading lights, which are fun. And then we've got, and then you've got hooks here, which is nice for hats and coats and such. And you can see that Matt's got lots of hats and bandanas. And then over here, we've got the bureau. We kept our kind of like odds and ends. You can see lotion there and sunscreen and bug spray and that kind of stuff there. We had our games up here. We still have some games there. Hygiene products there. And then the rest was mostly clothes. At the bottom, we had blankets and still do. And backgammon too, which is important. And then this beautiful rug, which is pretty cool. That's from Mystic Knotworks in Connecticut. And we drove there, which is fun. One more thing is the inverter. Inverter is in here. It's sorry, I didn't know that. This is a grill. This is like a round grill. It's behind that. See that white thing right there? There's the inverter. So basically what this does is when it's on, then it enables the outlets back here. It turns 12-volt power back into 110. So there's an outlet. There's another one back there hidden in the corner that you can't see. So you can plug in your cell phones. You can always plug in your cell phones through the 12 volt too, which is just fine. But if you want to plug in, say, a laptop charger or a light or I guess a hair dryer, but that would probably pull a lot of energy. Anyway, you do it that way. Once the batteries are charged, it'll do it for you. It'll run it. So that's what the inverter. That's the job of the inverter. That's Julius. If you have any questions, then just hit me up. Let me know, and I can take another spin. Okay, bye.